Well, hello, students. Here we are in Friday already. Would you believe that? In our fourth week of virtual learning. Well, we've already covered five objectives, and there are two more to go in human resource management. And these last two objectives are quite important. So, what I wanted to do is, first of all, kind of give an overview of what workforce diversity is. And basically, it's the management of knowledge workers and the use of a contingent workforce as important changes in the contemporary workplace. Now, following along in your books, there are always new challenges in the changing workplace. New challenges are going to arise as the economic and social environments of business change. Remember, we talked about that before. We talked about the fact that the external environment is constantly changing. And why it's changing has a lot to do with workforce diversity. There are so many individuals that are coming from so many diverse backgrounds in training, in culture, in demographic orientation, and so forth. So, workforce diversity is defined as the range of workers' attitudes, values, beliefs, and behaviors that are going to differ by gender, race, age, ethnicity, physical ability, and there are other relevant characteristics. Many U.S. organizations are now creating more diverse workforces. They're embracing more women, ethnic minorities, and foreign born employees than ever before. As diversity can be a competitive advantage, knowing how to manage it in the workforce is going to be vital and challenging. So, the other thing we want to talk about is managing knowledge workers. Traditionally, employees added value to organizations because of what they did in the past, what's on their resume, and because of their experience. Okay. Today, however, many employees add value because not just because of experience, but also about what they know. Knowledge workers include computer scientists, engineers, physical scientists, game developers that require extensive training. Ongoing training is a continued need, as updating skills is necessary to maintain the competitive advantage. It's important that we do this as technical and other skills continue to change. Companies need to provide this training or risk losing employees to firms that support this type of need. Additionally, firms need to ensure that they are compensating their employees at the market rates. And that's important. You know, if you want to hire quality, you've got to be able to hire the right people that are going to contribute to the organization. Okay? Um, those are the talented out there. We talked about talent management. They know what they can get out there in competitive markets. And now, especially with COVID 19, we're learning how to work virtually. But it takes a lot of skills to be able to replicate an environment that we're used to an environment that covers uncharted waters without losing a beat. And this is what's really important right now. So, those that have value are those that can contribute in times that we weren't prepared for. Okay, so moving on, we also want to talk about contingent and contemporary workers. Now, there are trends in contingent and contemporary employment. So let's talk about that. What is a contingent worker? A contingent worker is a person who works for an organization or something than a permanent or they're working in either other than a permanent or a full-time basis. We have independent contractors or what we call on-call workers, temporary employees, if you will. Usually they're hired through outside agencies. And these agencies contract or lease employees in categories that are considered to be contingent upon the need of the organization. So there is a separate category that is created for part-time workers. In 2008, 10% of employed U.S. workers fit into this contingent category. In 2017, the percentage has risen to about 20%. That means 1 out of every 5 workers are contingent employees. So, how do we manage contingent employees and temporary workers? Now, you also have to realize that, excuse me, a lot of these fields these individuals are in are fields like landscaping. Right now, just say with this stay at home type of order from the governor, the idea is that a lot of restaurants, which are considered to be essential personnel, essential places to be open, they're hiring like crazy for drivers to pick up and deliver. Because, see, right now, contingent workers are based on what the current needs are. So, in addition, you need to do careful planning to know where and how these contingent workers are going to be most effective. In addition, managers have to be able to access the real cost of using contingent workers. Managers must make decisions about how to integrate contingent workers into the organization. So, here again, how can organizations benefit from welcoming a diverse workforce? And these are some of the things I want you to think about. I want you to think about the fact that workforce diversity is the range of workers' attitudes, values, beliefs, and behaviors that differ by gender, race, ethnicity, physical ability, and so on. Training is a vital responsibility of the firm to create and maintain competitive advantage in your markets, enhancing productivity and increasing job satisfaction among employees. And remember that performance appraisals are important. Although often they are uncomfortable, they're part of the evaluation process to ensure good communication and performance by employees, and most importantly, to provide feedback to them. And finally, contingent and temporary workers are valuable assets to any organization, especially now. This will conclude phase 1 of today's lecture series.